Welcome back to Asapify Academy. If you have been working in the SAP ecosystem for more than 5 years, I have a tough question for you. How many times have you solved a business problem by creating a Z program? How many times have you modified a standard include or written an append structure directly into the core tables? For the last 2 decades, this was the norm. We called it flexibility. But today, SAP calls it technical debt. And in the era of S/4 HANA public cloud and AI, this old way of working is not just bad practice, it is obsolete. We are witnessing the biggest shift in the history of ERP customization. It is called the Clean Core strategy. But why now? Why is SAP pushing this so aggressively? The answer lies in the upgrade dilemma. In the past, companies spent millions of dollars and months of testing just to upgrade their ECC systems. Why? Because every single upgrade broke those thousands of lines of custom code you wrote. It was a nightmare. The Clean Core strategy is the solution to this nightmare. It is a philosophy that says keep the core system standard and move your innovation to the side. It sounds simple, but for many of us, it requires unlearning everything we know about ABAP development. In this comprehensive guide, we are not just going to talk about theory. We are going to break down exactly how Clean Core works, what the 3 dimensions of cleanliness are, and most importantly, how SAP's new AI copilot, Joule, is going to write the compliant code for you. If you want to survive as a consultant in 2026, you cannot ignore this. The spaghetti code era is over. The era of the Clean Core has begun. Let's dive in. Let's start by clearing up a massive misconception. When consultants hear Clean Core, they often panic. They think, does this mean zero customization? Does this mean I can't build anything custom for my client? The answer is absolutely no. Clean Core does not mean zero customization. It means zero modification of the standard code. Think of your SAP system like an iPhone. When you want a new feature, say a calculator app, you don't open up the phone with a screwdriver and solder a new chip onto the motherboard. If you did that, the next time Apple updates the iOS, your phone would stop working. Instead, you download an app from the App Store. The app runs on top of the operating system. It talks to the OS via APIs, but it doesn't touch the core code. When the OS updates, your app still works perfectly. This is exactly what SAP Clean Core is. We are moving from modifying the motherboard to building apps. In the SAP world, we define this through extensibility. There are 2 main types you need to master. First, key user extensibility. This is for small changes, like hiding a field, changing a label, or adding a simple custom field to a Fiori app. You do this directly in the browser without writing code. It is safe and it is upgrade proof. Second, and more importantly for developers, is side-by-side extensibility. This is where the heavy lifting happens. Instead of writing Z code inside S/4 HANA, you build your application on SAP BTP, Business Technology Platform. This application talks to S/4 HANA using standard APIs, OData, or SOAP. The core system doesn't even know your code exists. It stays clean, it stays fast, and it updates automatically. Many people think Clean Core is just a developer topic. That is a mistake. Clean Core is a holistic strategy that relies on 3 critical pillars. We call these the 3 dimensions of Clean Core. Dimension 1, data. You cannot have a clean system with dirty data. If your material master is full of duplicates or your customer data is missing critical fields, no amount of clean code will save you. Clean Core requires a rigorous data governance strategy. It means using tools to validate data before it enters the system, not fixing it afterwards. Dimension 2, processes. This is where functional consultants play a huge role. We are returning to the fit to standard mindset. In the old days, if a client said, we do our invoicing differently, we would say, okay, let me write a custom program. In the Clean Core world, the answer is, let's look at the SAP best practices. We must challenge the business to adapt to the standard rather than bending the software to fit inefficient habits. Customizing a process should be the last resort, not the first step. Dimension 3, extensions, the code. We discussed this, but let's go deeper. If you must code, you have to follow the cloud compliant rules. This means using the ABAP RESTful Application Programming Model, RAP. You can no longer use old techniques like direct table updates or non-released function modules. SAP has whitelisted specific APIs that are guaranteed to be stable. If an API is not whitelisted, you simply cannot use it. This forces discipline. It forces quality. Now let's talk about the game changer, the technology that makes all of this feasible, SAP Joule. For years, learning the new ABAP cloud model and RAP was difficult, but SAP has introduced Joule as a generative AI copilot embedded directly into your development environment, specifically within SAP Build Code. Joule is not just a chatbot that answers questions. It is a coding engine that understands the clean core rules better than any human. Imagine this scenario. You need a custom application for approving purchase orders on mobile. Instead of writing the definition files, the service bindings, and the behavior implementation manually, you simply open SAP Build and type a prompt to Joule. Create a purchase order approval app. It should list orders above $5,000 and allow managers to approve or reject them with a comment. What happens next is magic. Joule generates the code, but here is the critical part. It generates clean code. It automatically uses the RAP model. It automatically calls the correct whitelisted APIs. It creates the core data services, CDS views perfectly. Joule acts as the enforcer of the clean core strategy. It removes the temptation to write dirty code because the AI is trained only on the clean standards. This democratizes development. Even a junior developer can now produce architecture-compliant solutions by guiding Joule effectively. So, what does this mean for your career? The transition to clean core is not happening someday. It is happening now. Clients migrating to S/4 HANA Cloud must adopt this. If you are a legacy developer who only knows old-school ABAP, you are at risk. But the good news is the transition path is clear. Here is your roadmap for 2026. Learn the RAP model. Understand how RESTful ABAP works. This is the language of the future. Embrace SAP BTP. Stop thinking of the ERP as a monolith. Start thinking of it as a core surrounded by BTP services. Start using SAP Build and Joule. Don't fight the AI. Use it to speed up your work. The consultant who uses AI will replace the consultant who doesn't. We are releasing a detailed Clean Core Checklist PDF on our store to help you navigate this migration. It includes a list of all key terminologies and whitelisted API resources. Make sure to check the link in the description. This is a new era for SAP. It is cleaner, faster, and powered by AI. The question is, are you ready to clean up your act? I'm Mustafa from SAPify Academy. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit that subscribe button and share this with your team. See you in the next video.